welcome to Psalm 82. It is Holy Saturday. Now you might see this years from now, but for today and this in real time, it is Holy Saturday, and it is like the holiest of holies this weekend. So I love that we get to spend this time together. So thank you for joining me on this journey. So before we go into the drawing and all that jazz, I wanted to go over the resources that are available for this week. So this is what we're going to draw today. Again, I know I say it every week, but we have new members every week, so I just stick with me if you've been around the block a few times. So this is available on praiseheart.net. Go over to Psalm Study Online, and there's 3 places there. There's the weekly recap, which has from Psalm 1 to Psalm 82 now coming out today. Then below that are Psalm printables and stickers, and that's where you can purchase the stickers. If you are a member of our Facebook group, I give a code every single week. So for that week that we're doing the Psalm, you can get the full sticker sheet for $1. So I always want to make sure that it's affordable for everybody. Also, over on the Facebook page, there is a sale going on. I guess it's probably just a little bit over a week left of it, that from Psalm 1 to Psalm, Psalm 65 to I think Psalm 79. All of the sticker sheets, that's 19 sticker sheets, is available for $20 as a digital download. That's usually $45 just for April. It's available for $20, and the code's over on the Facebook group. So you have to join the Facebook group to get the codes, because the thing is I want to do life with you guys. I don't want to just drop coupon codes and then kind of leave and then not have, part of all of this being, like us doing life together. So that's enough about stickers. So let me say, this is what is over on praiseheart.net, Psalm Study, go down to 82, and you'll find this. So this is how we can make a gavel in our books for this week. Let's say that you don't want to cover your text in your Bible. That's fine. I got your back, baby. So here you're going to take this, and you'll see I've got it as a 2x7, and it will fit exactly in your margin. So it fits in, I have lots of journaling Bibles, confession, and 2x7 seems to be a very good size that fits into most. So you just remember you're going to do graphite pencil here, then you're going to do it this way, then you're going to do it this way, and you're just going to make sure all the white spots are gone as you're scrabbling. Then you're going to turn it over so that pencil's on the back, and then you just trace what I gave to you. So you don't even have to draw, like literally you don't have to draw anything ever. So those are your 2 free resources along with this video. So that's free on the website. Now these are, get ready, because I can't even stand how cute these are. What? Look at that little duck. I can't even stand it. And then these 2, I looked at baby birds and I saw these 2 little fluff balls, and I just fell in love with them. So I knew I wanted to draw them. So those are, it's spring, it's Easter, I just love. And I do have to give kudos to Renee I was struggling with a vision for this week, so it's just, I always want to provide something different, and all I kept seeing, for Father of the Defenseless were these little ragamuffin shoes, and I've already done shoes, so I was like, Lord, I need another vision. And then Renee did something, and I was like, that's the image. Baby birds, the innocence and the vulnerability of babies and baby animals, that grabbed the psalm for me completely and utterly. So this is the first sheet that is available for $1, and this week it is a 2-sheet set. So this is the second part: defend the defenseless, the fatherless and the forgotten, the disenfranchised and the forgotten. So this 2-sheet set is $1, but just for the week that we're on Psalm 82. Once we move off of Psalm 82, the price goes up to $3 for a digital file. Or I can mail them to you. But the physical ones don't ever go on sale, because I have to print them, and that does cost. So I love the sticker sets for this week. So okay, without further ado, let's start drawing. There's Rocco, gotta love him. Before I start drawing in my Bible, I want to give a short lesson. I had a question about this. So if you're drawing I'm sure that there's a name for this thing where your gavel hits. I don't know what that's called. But what I want to do is draw attention to the perspective of drawing this thing, whatever this is. So here's what I want you to notice. This line and this line and this line and this line are all sort of parallel. Do you see that? They're all kind of going the same, whoops, see that was wrong, the same way. And then I can come in and I can make them smaller. Let me pick that up for you. So do you see how they're all going? It's almost like parallel lines. If you're drawing like this, they're never going to touch. They're just going to keep going. I should be doing this with something darker. Hold that thought. So here, I've got here, I've got here, and I've got here. So I've got all of them are going the same way. So then what's going to happen is that this top one, you want to sort of just make it come and meet it. So these 2 points become the points for this one. So let's see what happens if I do it wonky. So it does not look like it's flat and it's sitting somewhere. So here, if I go this way, and then I go this way, and I do this, you see how that does not, I'm not believing it. So let's try then being concise and going one, following that same curve and following that same curve, putting them together, and then taking this point, and it's not going to be a great big arc because you're looking at it kind of this way. So let's go dramatic, right? Because why would we not do dramatic? 1, 2, 3. So even here, so now you would see that in order, if I went right across here, it would look almost like it was a half a flower pot. But if I kind of go up and make that, then I have to sort of follow how much of a deep line that is over here. So do you see how that becomes believable? And if you don't get your, let me go out a little bit, and if you don't get your lines right, then it's not believable. So let me do a bad one. Okay, you ready? So I'm going to do bad. Told you it was going to be bad. Oh, so I do have to show you something else. So that looks almost like I could make that into a little sand bucket pail very easily, but not as a gavel. I do also want to mention that this is that these lines have to sort of match. So this line and this line are the same, and this line and this line. So, all right, I think I have to do it. I'm going to give you a very quick lesson on 1 point perspective. So 1 point perspective means that the points all are going to intersect one line. So here, this line, you see that these are going to come here, and then these are going to come here. So my lines are quote-unquote correct. So let's say that I want to do, let me do it wrong. Okay, so here, okay, so let's say my 1 point perspective, I put, this point can be anywhere. It can be way off in the distance. It doesn't have to be on your paper. But let's say that I don't, let me put first the way that it would be right. So here, I hold it down here, and then I just move it over a little bit. And then I come over to this side, make sure that it stays there. I come here, and then I'm just going to move it over a little bit. So I get that. So what's wrong with this now is, though, that these lines are not correct. So let me take another color, and I'm going to show you these lines. This line, that's not thick enough, Lisa. So here, this line, let me go red. There. So this line has to match this line, has to match this line, and then you put those lines in, and you see how that is better. So let me show you now what it looks like if I miss and I don't get these lines correct. So let's say I miss because I don't know, when I teach this to kids, they always say, I did it. Your eyes will tell you if it's not right. So let's say this here is my spot, right? You see it? It's the one it's the bullseye in the middle there. So let's say I get close. And then I just I'm close, right? I'm close, but I'm being sloppy. It's not going to make sense. And then if I have, so it's harder to see here, but it's not going to make sense. Perspective is an exacting science. And I don't know if I've shared this with you guys in the past, but excuse me, if you turn something upside down, your eyes will tell you if it's right or wrong. Right away, your eyes are going to say that's not right. It sort of like shifts your right brain and your left brain and makes you look at it in a different way. So whenever you draw it, always turn it upside down and see if you can pass the upside down test. So that, I hope, helps with how to make whatever that thing is real believable, for lack of a better word. And then I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a teaser. Starting in May, I'm going to be working with Marjolaine Walker of 12 Stone Scrapbooking, and we're going to be doing a collaboration together. So I'll be sharing about her and what she does, and she's going to be sharing about what I do, and we're going to be working together. And I'm so excited about that. So watch for more videos on that, more information on that next week. And then also, this is a new product that I am going to be using. We have some collaborations coming up in May. Amy Kane Price, we're going to be working with her in June. So there's a lot of collaborations with the Bible, with Bible journaling, with mixed media. I'm going to be working in this. I will unbox it with you guys together next week. But for this week, it's just a teaser, the Scribe Bible Journal. If you go online and you love it, wait, because I'm going to have a special coupon for you guys coming out on May 1st. So hold that thought. Just kind of get ready. Wait, let me open it now. No, I won't do it. You have to wait until next week. And we'll start this on May 1st. So, okay, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and start drawing. See you in there. So, Psalm 82, I found this to be a really heavy psalm to get through. And I'm just going to pray, Lord, that you would have your way with these words, because it truly disturbed me at such a great level. It left me shook, just absolutely plain straight up shook. So let me read it to you, and we'll just kind of do what we can with it. Psalm 82 being read from the Passion Translation. True justice. Asaph's poetic song. All rise, for God now comes to judge as he convenes heaven's courtroom. He judges every judge and rules over every ruler, saying, how long will you judges refuse to listen to the voice of true justice and continue to corrupt what is right by judging in favor of the wrong? Pause in his presence. And I could pause in his presence for an eternity, I think, over just that first verse. Going on, defend the defenseless, the fatherless and the forgotten, like he's speaking to the rulers. He's speaking to the judges, those that are in a governing body. That's what the word judge means here. The word judge is shaphat. From Strong's, it's H8199. It's to judge and to govern. So he's speaking to those that govern, and he's giving, this is what should be happening. Defend the defenseless, the fatherless and the forgotten, the disenfranchised and the destitute. Your duty is to deliver the poor and the powerless. Liberate them from the grasp of the wicked. whew, it just gets me at every level, the psalm. He then stops with what's being asked of those that govern. And he's going on to now in verses 6 and 7, where he starts looking at, Matthew Henry says in this part, the psalmist is looking at dissecting, taking apart the dignity of their character, the dignity of the character of those that govern. But you continue in your darkness and ignorance while the foundations of society are shaken to the core. Didn't I commission you as judges, saying you are all like God, since you judge on my behalf? You are like sons of the Most High, my representatives. Wow. Nevertheless, in your death, you are nothing but mere men. You will be laid in the ground like any prince, and you will die. All rise, for God now takes his place as judge of all the earth. Don't you know that everything and everyone belongs to him? The nations will be sifted in his hands. I don't want to dissect it too much, but I have to say that this psalm undid me this week in light of where we stand in the States with our political, just politically where we stand in the States. And that's all I'm going to say. But it absolutely undid me. So what can we say about the psalm? What can we take away as we are here on Easter weekend? None of us are worthy to hang in the courts of the throne room with the Lord, with God, with Elohim. But it is the blood of the Lamb that was sacrificed for us on this weekend that allows us to not only enter into the throne room, but to get up on Father God's lap and hang out. And when things get bad and our hearts ache and we don't understand what tomorrow is going to bring and we can't understand the state of our world, we get to go and sit on God's lap and we get to whisper in his ears the prayers for the defenseless, the fatherless, the forgotten, the disenfranchised. The disenfranchised, let me break that word down. The disenfranchised are those that are denied legal rights. The destitute. We can pray that the poor will be delivered and the powerless will be liberated from the grip of the wicked. That's our right. That's our duty. And that is the dignity of our character, that we get to do the best that we can for those that are less than in the views of the world. We get to stop and stoop and give a hand to those that are in dire need in our world. So I'm just going to mention here that my camera stopped recording in the midst of me drawing this. So I will come back in with the words laid in. So I'm sorry for that. But just so you know that you'll see that in a minute. But, I want to say, and this is nothing about me as Lisa Albinus being something, because Lord knows I am nothing but a lowly caterpillar trying to find my wings to get me back home to his glory. I mean, that is my station in life. But I want to just share a story with you. When my youngest, Quinn, was just a little bit, we were going to a movie and we pulled up to a parking lot, to a parking space, and there was a homeless woman sitting on the bench in front of us as we pulled up, and she was sound asleep and she was slumped over. And she was bedraggled. I mean, she was just a hardcore mess. Life had been tough, and you saw it in her demeanor, you saw it in her clothes, you saw it in her possessions, you saw that she was truly one of the lesser than, that society would label a lesser than, one of those forgotten. And at this point in my life, I had been going into the prisons and I was working with addicts in the prison systems. And my son looked at me and he said, "What are we going to do, Mama? What are we going to do? How are we going to help her?" And it just touched my heart, because that was the heart that my son grew up in. "What are we going to do, Mama?" Somebody is right there in front of us, literally in front of my car. What are we going to do? How are we going to help them? So I think that that is my question to us in general is what are we going to do? What are we going to do in our everyday for those around us, for those that are less than, for those that the world has forgotten, for those that just get passed over, for those where prejudices are against them, for those where we can stand in judgment and we forget to love, when we forget to look over the pages of our Bible verses to the people that are standing in front of us that the world has passed by. What are we gonna do? Because here's the thing is that we might be the only Jesus they ever know. We have to get out of the scripture and make our scriptures take root and walk in the world. So what are we going to do? So that's my challenge to you this week, that he died so we might live, and we might live in an abundant life right now. Shame on me if I'm living my abundant life in the safety of my house, in my church, in my community, with my people. Shame on me. So what happens this week as we look and we find the defenseless, the fatherless and the forgotten, the disenfranchised, the destitute, the poor and the powerless? How will our walk change if we truly, truly walk to love others so well? Don't we know that everything and everyone belongs to him? The nations will be sifted in his hands. Happy Easter, guys. I will see you next week. It was just a really heavy psalm for me this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.